Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that roll well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing this truth and sincerity, Bashim Rakakodash. As you see in the title of this article, rapper will.i.am is selling a smart mask for $2.99. And I'm going to go ahead and read this article and get some scriptures. Because ultimately, Esau is using Jake to push his agenda. And Jake is, going along with it. And this is what's going to happen all the way until they mandate the MOTB, And you should know what the MOTB is by now. But I'm going to read it. It says, New York rapper will.i.am wants to make face masks a high-end, high-tech statement. You see? So now it's becoming what? Trendy to wear a mask, right? Now it's going to be a fashion statement, who got the most expensive mask, okay? Because they're not going anywhere, Matter of fact, here the governor of Arizona, Doug Ducey, said that he lifted the mandate of the masks and social distancing and whatnot, but then he went back on his word. So, they're playing around, okay? They're playing around, They're up and down, left and right. They don't know what they're going to do. They're wearied in the multitude of their counsels ultimately. But, they want to push high-end, high-tech, statements, using Jake, man. Okay. And this is the future of Babylon. Okay. This is what people want to continue on the earth. It says Black Eyed Peas member announced this week he is teaming up with Honeywell to launch Super Mask, a $299 mask with a ton of bells and whistles. In addition to dual 3-speed fans and HEPA filters, a type of mechanical air filter, it features Bluetooth connectivity, LED day glow lights, noise canceling audio, and microphone capabilities, 7 hours of battery life, and a magnetic earbud docking system. It also comes with adjustable straps. The Super Mask, and here's a picture of it, was designed by will.i.am, Honeywell, and Jose Fernandez, the designer behind Elon Musk's SpaceX suits. Okay. So you got what? Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom designing this, right? You got will.i.am and Jose Fernandez, right? Joining hand with the wicked, okay? Pushing their agenda, And ultimately, you should be pushing for the truth behind this this pestilence. You should be asking what's going on. Here it is. It started off in the land of Moab, and now it's come here. But the Moabites went back, to everyday life. But here it is. They're trying to make a high-end, high-tech statement, okay, with the new masks. All right, and these are the questions that people should be asking. What's really going on? All right, but they're not. It says, over the years, will.i.am has added a handful of tech titles to his resume. He's invested in Tesla and Beats Electronics and became a director of innovation for Intel. And his company, I.M. Plus, which is focused on wearable products, has acquired a handful of tech products, such as smart home company Wink and machine learning startup Sensaya. His new role as a mask designer comes as some states have started lifting mandatory mask mandates, you see, amid the rise of C19 inoculations in the U.S. Still, experts say Americans won't be setting masks aside anytime soon. Okay, so right when they start lifting the mandatory mandates, here comes Jake, all right, with the agenda of these Edomites, okay, pushing a designer mask, man. You see, and they're not going away anytime soon. So this is an agenda. Here it is, in the land of Moab, everything's gone back to normal. But here in America, it's they're still with the charade. Okay, it says SARS happened in Japan and Southeast Asia, and they got over it, and they still wear masks. Will I am told the New York Times. You see, of course he would say that because he's part of the agenda. The super masks comes with a carry case, 3 months of HEPA filters, different sized ear tips, and a charging cable. The Super Mask has not yet been FDA cleared or approved, but has been authorized by the FDA for emergency use by the general public and by healthcare professionals. This mask will drop on April 8th on its website, supermask.com. You see? So yeah, it comes with a carry case, 3 months of HEPA filters, different sized ear tips, and a charging cable, man, for $299, man. What else could you ask for? What else could you want? Man, Jake is simple. Let's get this. This is Proverbs. You know what? Let's get this. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. Right? So the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, okay, the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai should say has given us the spirit to understand, okay, the devices that Satan is using, that way he can't get an advantage of it over us. We know that this is just, this is like laying the yoke upon us again, the yoke of iron that we had in slavery, where they would cover the mouth, they would cover the head and put shackles on your neck and on your feet. This is just another form of the yoke of iron. This is more oppression. Okay, we know the truth behind the pandemic. We know the truth behind who's ultimately putting these pestilences upon the earth. But these devils, man, they forward the affliction. But we're not ignorant. Okay, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. Okay, he's not going to get an advantage over us. The Lord had not given us the spirit of ignorance, man. You see, let's get this word devices real quick. But the average Joe Schmo will look at this and be like, oh, well, yeah, this is the way to go. It's going to, it's trendy. It's going to look nice with my J's and my iPod and, or my iPhone, I should say. I don't even know if they have iPods anymore, but you get the picture.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
Right. We are not ignorant of his devices. Okay, and that word devices is what? A mental perception. Okay, that perception that that we need, this, for the future. That's his mental perception. That's his device. Okay, that's his thoughts. We're not ignorant of their thoughts. It says an evil purpose. We're not ignorant of their evil purpose. Okay. We're not ignorant of the fact that they're using Jake, okay, and especially Judah, because once Judah does something, the other tribes, they'll follow, okay. We're not ignorant of this. We're not ignorant of the fact that, they want to make it trendy. They want to make a high-end, high-tech statement. So what? So people can, ultimately, buy into this, okay. And people, they go to their celebrities for comfort, for advice, for counsel. They're like the rulers of the people, so to speak. But these guys are totally on the agenda. They're sellouts. Okay, it says that which thinks, the mind, the thoughts of, or purposes. Okay, yeah, we're not ignorant to Satan's purposes and his mental perception and his thoughts. We know where they're going, and ultimately they're going to go to the MOTB, and they're going to use Jake's to push the MOTB and say, hey, look, I got it, you should get it too. This is what these devils do, and we're not ignorant to these things. But yeah, you got a bunch of people out there that still think that this is a Moabite pestilence, and that it came from a market and this, that, and the other, and that's just not the case. We know for a fact that that you know, Esau has perpetrated this by, you know, ultimately, you know, through the power of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is the Heavenly Father's plan, and He is the wicked, and the wicked was created, okay, for the day of evil. All right. This is Proverbs 1:10. Just going into Will I Am, you know, in his you know, basically bowing down to the agenda. You know, him, you know, Lil Nas X. Hey, even DMX, man, look what's going on with him. And I wouldn't doubt if the Illuminati got this guy. You know, look at Kanye West. There's rumors that he sacrificed his mother, and now he's totally lost it. You know, he's totally lost it. He's a puppet for the Illuminati. You know, and then you know, they're using him to push, you know, just a wicked agenda on our people. You know, but this is Proverbs 1:10. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. You see, and see these guys, they consented. They said, hey, you know what? All right, yeah, for the bag, you know, we'll do it. You know, they sold out anyway. You know, they you know, see, because our people, you know, their deeds have surpassed the wicked. You know, and they're like, look it, man. If they sell their soul for a little bit of fame and a little bit of money, you know, they say to themselves, well, why stop now? They're so used to the lifestyle. They're just like, you know what? I'm just going to side up with the enemy, and I'm just going to go all the way out. Okay. Because our people are lost, you know, and that's why we always say, man, you know, fame, riches and fame it's not going to prosper, you know, in the day of salvation. It's not going to matter. Ultimately, if you know, what's going to matter is if you're part of that election and if you were righteous, you know. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. See, this is what you know, they consent not unto sinners, because you know they wait for blood, man. They're waiting to push a more sinister agenda, and that's that MOTB. And if and those who are down with it, you know, they're gonna so-called, you know, kick it with the devil for a very small amount of time before they get destroyed. Okay, that's why we always teach that the wicked and 2/3 of our people are gonna get, you know, gonna get judged severely, you know, because they lurk privately for the innocent without cause. Okay, when the Lord comes back, He's coming to judge 2/3 and the wicked. Okay, Esau, Edom, and the other nations, because they're all in cahoots, man. If you're not on the righteous side, you're ultimately going to push the agenda of Esau. You're going to ultimately bow down to the chip, you know, and the number. Okay. However, they you know, they instill it, and they're starting with you know, with the potion. Then they're moving to ID cards, and then ultimately it's going to be that MOTB. Okay, because they know they've been rejected, man. You know, Esau knows he's been rejected, and he don't want to go out by himself. He's going to take what? He's going to take all 2/3 with him. It says, let us swallow them up alive as the grave, and whole as those that go down into the pit. Right? They want to swallow up people alive. You know, whoever they can't put on that chopping block, they're going to go ahead and chip them up. Why? Because, you know, the devil don't want to be miserable by himself. He's the accuser of the brethren. It says, cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. You see? Cast in thy lot among us. So they want you to be a part of them, you know, so they can all have the spoil, so to speak. They can all, you know, be in open rebellion against Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And they think they're going to prosper by making a little money before they be destroyed. But no, it's you know, it's going to be to no avail. It says, my son, walk not thou in the way with them, refrain thy foot from their path. You see, walk not thou in the way with them, right? So don't go with them. You know, hey, you're an Israelite, you know. If this word's coming upon you, man, and we know celebrities are starting to hear it, hey, walk not in the way with them. You know, don't go with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. You know, don't go down that path. You know, repent. Come serve the Heavenly Father. Forget about riches and fame. Forget about pushing an agenda or so-called, you know, thinking you're doing good. Because really, you know, these cats, they know what they're doing, man. It says, for their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. Okay. Let's see what this says in the NLT real quick. If the bird sees a trap being set, it knows to stay away. And they lay wait for their own blood. They look privily for their own lives, right? Right. And they lay wait for their own blood. They look privily for their own lives, right? See, and ultimately, what they're doing is ultimately fall upon them. These Edomites, their plan to take Jake with them, along for their sinister, agenda, okay, and try to get, other Jakes to do it. Ultimately, this is going to fall back on Esau, and 2/3. They lay wait for their own blood. They look privily for their own lives, right? It's going to come up, you're setting a trap only for yourself. This is Proverbs 4:14. Enter not into the path of the wicked and go not in the way of evil men. Right. Enter not into the path of the wicked. Right. Make no oaths, man. Here it is, LeBron James, he's a Mason. Kobe was a Mason. Shaq, he's always showing off his ring. It's scripture say, enter not into the path of the wicked and go not into the way of evil men, because they will entice you to go along with their agenda. They'll use you. You're not going to make a pact, get millions of dollars, off of your talent, your skill, and think you're not going to have to do something. They're going to want you to push an agenda, man. But our people, they don't see that. All they see is dollar signs, right? Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away, right? Avoid that. Pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away, unless they cause some to fall. That's how wicked the wicked is. And even our people like that. They can't sleep until they've done some wickedness, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause someone to fall. They can't sleep. And if they do go to sleep, they can't have a full night's rest because they haven't done some, they haven't done, some wickedness. They haven't caused someone to fall into rebellion against Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence. Okay. But the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. Okay, so the path of the just is as the shining light that shineth more and more unto the perfect day. Okay, so, that light is going to be shining more and more upon the elect. And we're just going to bring these things out, man. Lord willing, I myself be a part of that number. Okay, and that's why we strive, to make our calling and election sure, to warn the people, to bring these things out. Okay, because, it might look trendy. It might look like, the next best thing. But, in reality, who wants to live in a world where, you can't even openly, breathe, you can't do what you did, before, and they said that the masks ain't going anywhere anytime soon. So this is the agenda. Okay. And we speak out against it because, this is just not this is just not the way to live. Okay, it's not a place to raise, our future seed. We need out. Okay, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai needs to come and judge these wicked for these devices, man. For their mental perception. The scriptures say they reason but not upright. Here it is, 2021, and you're gonna be wearing designer masks. Walking on the street with the case and the charger, and man, come on, man. Come on. All right. So, hey, may the Lord come swiftly, man, and judge these wicked and reunite us again with him. All right. So, Lord, when this was edifying, I just wanted to bring this out, give a warning to, what's coming down the road, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Barakatham, and Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom.